Good morning to everybody. Today I will give lecture on Viva questions and answers, and as well as you can get the questions in your written examination. Today I will discuss on cataract, questions on cataract. You may get a question like, what is cataract? What are the examinations you will do before cataract surgery, like systemic examination, local examination. You know the definition of the cataract. So I will discuss about the systemic examination. What systemic examination we do before doing cataract surgery? We do clinical examination like measurement of the blood pressure, as if the blood pressure is high and if you do the surgery in a case of hypertensive patient without knowing whether the patient is suffering from hypertension or not, there may be chance of expulsive hemorrhage during surgery. So that it is very important to know whether the patient is hypertensive or normotensive. Beside this, we will do some laboratory examination like blood for sugar, corresponding urine for sugar, ECG and chest X-ray if necessary. In some cases, if you get the history of long time cough or respiratory distress, you should do the X-ray chest, but it is not routinely done, but routinely we do blood sugar, ECG, these two, and we measure the blood pressure. If a patient come to you with the history of diabetes mellitus, in that case we should do blood sugar in fasting condition as well as 2 hours after breakfast and after taking his or her medications. Then another question there may be, you can get the question like, what is biometry? What are the parts of intraocular lens? Name macular function test. What is biometry? Biometry may be defined as the calculation of the power of the intraocular lens to be implanted by measuring keratometric reading and the axial length of the eyeball and giving input of the value of A constant. Here three things we should know. One is keratometric reading, that is the dioptric power of the cornea which we measure by the keratometer. Another one is axial length of the eyeball, which is measured by doing the A scan of the eyeball, and the value of the A constant, it is varies according to the manufacturer of the intraocular lens. It is usually written on the packet of the lens. You should know from that packet of the particular manufacturer. Say the Alcon have got the intraocular lens, posterior chamber intraocular lens, they have got the A constant 118.7. MBI have got the intraocular lens having A constant 118.7 as well as 118.5 and also 118.3. Orolab also have got the intraocular lens having A constant 118.5, etc. What are the parts of the IOL? Parts of the IOL, you know, there is one is optics and there are two haptics. Optics is made up of polymethyl methyl acrylate in case of PMMA. In case of soft lens, it is made up of hydroxy methyl methyl acrylate, and optic this part is responsible for the vision, and there are 2 to 4 small holes may be present in the optics at the periphery, which are used for dialing the intraocular lens, that is for proper positioning in the bag of the bag. And the haptics are consists of two parts, lower and upper haptics, and these are responsible for the position of the intraocular lens. Another question is, what are the macular function test? Macular function, you know, the maximum power of the eye is present at the center of the macula. You know, the if the fovea central is healthy, then you will get the vision 6/6. So, before surgery we should assess the visual outcome before surgery, because patient come to you with expectation he or she will see the just like his or her young life. So, that you should assure the patient about his visual outcome after surgery. How it is possible? If you do the macular function test and if you see the macula is functioning, that is macula is on, then you can say easily the visual outcome will be good. Say how we can assess this macular function test? We do by color vision test. By showing the color glasses, patient can perceive the color light. So, we put a red color glass in front of the examining eye, and focus the light through the colored glass and ask the patient what color he perceived. If he or she say the correct color, then it is good. Then another is green. Usually we show red and green colored glass. If the patient can perceive both the color, then we can tell the macular function is good. Another function, another test is 2-point discrimination test. 2-point, here also we show two light sources in two hands. They can discriminate the two light at least at a part of 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter দূরে যদি আমি দূরে রাখি, the patient can detect the two colors separately, two lights separately. Another one is Maddox rod test. Maddox rod test. If you put a Maddox rod in front of the examining eye, then he or she will see a straight line. If the straight line is distorted, then you think that his or her macular function is not good. If the straight line is a complete line, then you can tell the macular function is good. Now, you may ask, what are the methods of cataract extraction and what are the complications of cataract surgery during anesthesia? What are the complications of cataract surgery for operative? So, you know, what are the methods of cataract surgery? If you we can start the answer from earlier or the at present or in first. At present, we do the extracapsular cataract extraction with posterior chamber intraocular lens implantation, but earlier we did the intracapsular cataract extraction, where we remove the cataractus lens, including the capsule. But in case of extracapsular cataract extraction, we make a rhexis in the anterior lens capsule, then we take out the nucleus and the cortical matter, then we put the intraocular lens in the bag. Extracapsular extraction we can nowadays we do in two methods: a small incision cataract surgery, another one is phacoemulsification with posterior chamber intraocular lens. And a small incision cataract surgery, it is also called manual phacoemulsification. So, you can summarize like this, you can tell with methods of cataract extraction. If you get the question in your written exam, you can write in this way: the intracapsular cataract extraction, extracapsular cataract extraction, then extracapsular cataract extraction with IOL implantation, phacoemulsification, a small incision cataract surgery with PCU IOL implantation. Now, another question I tell you what complication may occur during anesthesia. You know, we give the perivalvular anesthesia, or in phacoemulsification we also can do the surgery with tropical anesthesia. In perivalvular anesthesia, there is very less chance of complications, but previously we give the perivalvular or retrovalvular anesthesia. In that cases, there are more chance of injury to the optic nerve. There may be chance of rupture of the blood vessels. There may be chance of pricking of the sclera, and may lead to the retrovalvular hemorrhage. But in perivalvular cases, very less chance of such complications. Topical anesthesia, no chance of complications during anesthesia. What perioperative complication? There may be complications during, in case of a small incision cataract surgery, there may be complication during tunnel formation. When you make the tunnel, there may be a buttonhole in the anterior flap of the tunnel. There may be early entry into the anterior chamber. There may be in case during capsulorhexis, rhexis may go to the periphery and may extend to the posterior capsule, and during extraction of the nucleus, there may be rupture of the zonules, and during when you clean the cortical matter, you may catch the posterior capsule, and sometimes if you ignore or if you miss the cortical matter, you catch the cortical matter or the posterior capsule, then you can take out the whole capsule. In that case, you cannot put the intraocular lens in posterior chamber. There may be injury to the, in case of phacoemulsification, if you go for phacoemulsification, there may be injury to the corneal endothelium. There may be you may catch the iris. There may be a rupture of the posterior capsule. During introduction of the intraocular lens, you may touch the corneal endothelium and causes endothelial damage. If you fail to understand the capsule, in case of say if there is pupil is small, you cannot see the capsular margin. In that case, it will be very difficult whether you are putting the intraocular lens in the bag or in the sulcus, so that the visual outcome will be less, and there may be post operatively there may be uveitis, glaucoma and hemorrhage may occur. So that you should very careful during perioperative manipulations. Then another question you may ask, what is the treatment of age related cataract? Mention the post operative complications of cataract surgery. Age related cataract, we tell already that we can do the extracapsular cataract extraction with PCU IOL implantation, or we can do the phacoemulsification as small incision cataract surgery with PCU IOL implantation. And post operative complications, early complications, you can see on the first POD there may be corneal edema, there may be wound leaking, there may be shallow anterior chamber, there may be capture of the pupil, there may be endophthalmitis, early endophthalmitis, and postoperatively there may be delay of endophthalmitis. These are the common complications. Another question you may get, the define aphakia. What is aphakia? Aphakia means the absence of crystalline lens or the cataractous lens in the pupillary region. Aphakia, how you can, what are the signs of aphakia? In case of aphakia, you will get there is, as there is no support posterior lip by the lens, so you will get the iridodonosis, and the pupillary area will be jet black pupil, and the aphakic eye will be high hypermetrophic. These are the signs of aphakia. Correction, how you will do the correction of the aphakia? We will give by, we can correct the aphakia by a spectacle lens. Usually we give plus 10 diopter spherical with plus 2.5 diopter cylinder axis 180 degree for the distance, and we add plus 3 diopter spherical for the near in case of aphakic cases. Thank you all. Today here is the end of my lecture.